Hello everyone and welcome back to DJ's Gaming. This is the Versus Series Season 2. Holla! I am so excited to be getting into Season 2 of the Versus Series. And in the Season 2, we are going to have the Dvar Dwarven, they're kind of like a personal army for a company. But, and I consider them dwarves, the way they are pictured, they are short, they are stocky. They're dwarves. I am sorry for those who think they're not dwarves or say they're not dwarves. They're dwarves. I'm just going to be blunt right there. They're dwarves. And we are, of course, going to have them face off against the Oathbound. And in the first episode, as always, we are using the scouts. We are going to see which scout is the better scout in combat. Now, the Oathbound Scout has its Anthropic Shot, 30 hit points, 1 shield, 32 movements. It's a flying. It also has the Gift of Precognition. Targeting a friendly unit gains 1 stack of precognition, negating the next direct damage attack to hit it. So, it's a scout unit in combat. It is kind of a support unit. It's kind of like a beginner support unit. Of course, it has psionic resistance. It does have arc weakness because it is a robot. It has all-around awareness. This unit cannot be flanked. You see its little eyeballs floating around. It has 3 eyeballs, 1 with the main targeting and then 2 that are floating around. It is far-sighted, so it has a +1 range. It is a core unit, a basic unit, flying, light unit, mechanical. It is mindless, so it's immune to psionic status effects. It is also Oathbound, and of course it is the Scout, and it is a Seer, so the Seer units usually give a experience buff towards the in combat. And then I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to switch to the Dvar as I give you guys the lowdown of the Dvar unit. So this is the Dvar Prospector. It has 35 hit points with 2 armor, 32 move. I believe it is also one of the few scout units that are actually on the ground. It is not a flying unit. It has its ability Toss a Bomb, which is a physical damage. These guys do physical damage. It's also a high impact and can reduce the action points, canceling out defensive mode, and damages obstacles and can destroy fortified objects. Also has the ability Eat Dust. Attempt to apply blind to all adjacent units, then regain all movement, but this unit can only move or activate a defensive mode. So that is pretty useful. It's a free action. And it's, again, this guy is the support unit, or not support, it's the scout. So it's not meant to really get into combat. You can use them for hit and run tactics pretty good. Toss bombs, do damage, run low, then eat dust and run. It does have a psionic resistance and stagger resistance. This is one of the few scout units that I've seen that actually has a stagger resistance, and that's partially due to how its wheels are set. And then, of course, it does have an arc weakness because this is a mechanical unit. Now, it does have expedited movement. This unit has increased movement on all terrain types. And one of the things I love about the Dvar Prospector, and it makes this one of the most useful Tier 1 units, I believe, is you can prospect a sector gaining a small amount of resources. The unit has to remain stationary on the center of the sector for 1 turn during this process, and you can actually just move to the center, activate it, there you go. And then, of course, each sector can only be prospect once. But this makes to where you are getting energy and you can get materials for construction. It makes to where you can very quickly build the things you need to build on your first city. And then it is amphibious. It can float. It also can submerge, so when it's in water, it is immune to burning and immobilization. So, immune to fire damage when in water, which kind of makes sense. You know, he's in water. And then, of course, he has a core unit, Dvar, heavy, mechanical, scout. And we are going to go ahead and get this started. They are equal power. And this is probably one of the most equal, except for the fact that the Dvars toss bomb does 14 damage, as to where the Oathbound's Anthropic Shock only does 7. So that's going to be an interesting, like they're going to need to be able to pump out more damage. We're going to see who can pump out more damage. And I'm going to also take the high ground. He's a flying unit, though, so he doesn't really matter that much. And now, granted, the entropic shot is a repeat, but dang that stagger. Okay. Now, you know what? I'm going... Oh, he can't... He cannot give himself Gift of Precognition. It has to be a friendly unit. It cannot be himself. Dang it. He cannot give it to himself. But that's good damage. I mean, 12 damage right there. But I have a feeling that Dvar's going to win. I mean, seriously. One of the big things with this is, one, that stagger that the Dvar is doing is making to where, like, I'm not even going to bother with, like, Eat Dust because, yeah, Eat Dust is meant more for, like, getting away. And I'm going to be blunt. The Dvar don't need to get away. Like, he just kicked butt, and then I can just come over here, Prospect Sector. That, I really feel like the Oathbound Scout is just really not meant.
Here is your reminder. Megan, take meds.
The Oathbound Scout is just really not meant to be in combat. He's a scout unit, and so far, he's the one that is seriously the worst. He is the worst scout unit in combat. But let's see what else the Dvar has in process in the next video, because I have gotten the next 3 battles set up already, and in the next one we are going to see the Dvar's Trencher versus the Oathbound's Paladin Aspirant. See you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful day.